Yo, what's up, guys? Jay here. Let's do a quick channel update and a quick UFC 5 review type thing. Just my thoughts, really, over UFC 4, and we'll just kind of see how things go. So, firstly, I know you aren't really used to me talking in my videos. As a quick channel update, I'll keep it quite brief. I think I'm gonna go forward with highlight videos more than anything. I might post the odd full fight video. I don't know. I don't really like showing full fights, especially when they're like 15 minutes. And yeah, okay, like if I'm talking, it's fine, but I don't know. I just don't think that's really me. I think if I try and film a full fight, most of my fights aren't that long anyway. They normally normally finish within round one, two, or three, generally speaking. But yeah, even like a 3 round fight that's like 10 minutes. I think it can be quite boring to follow, so I think just like short highlight snips of each fight and then make compilations is probably the way to go. It's more interesting, it's more engaging, and yeah, I think people probably enjoy that more than just watching a 15-minute fight and me talking over it, but not really talking to the video because I'm concentrating. So yeah, I don't know. This game takes a lot of concentration. I don't mind streaming it, but yeah, I don't know. I think just compilation videos edited down to best bits is probably the way to go. So I think that's what I'm gonna do from now on. I mean, if you guys really want me to start talking in the videos, like I can, it's not an issue. I don't mind doing it. I just don't think I can talk in compilation videos like highlights because imagine I'm like halfway through a conversation. It probably doesn't sound very good if I'm like saying something and then it just stops what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that's a very good idea. But yeah, so let's move straight on to the UFC 5 review. So not even really a review to be honest, more my thoughts and opinions on it. So I've maybe done about 20 fights now. I have also played a lot of sparring. I don't know. I think it's quite a good way to, well, warm up and secondly, get better because when you're playing against the AI, especially if you go down to learn and then go into practice mode, and then what you do is you set AI behavior to skilled sparring, skilled free sparring, health on, stamina on. Yeah, I mean, I don't want the indicator, damage indicator on, but whatever. If you do, then fine. But yeah, those three settings, turn them on, and then choose your fighter and go for it. You know, it's a good way to warm up. It's a good way to practice. The AI is very unpredictable, which means if you get good at beating the AI, the chances are you'll get better at actually fighting people online because people online are very predictable and it just makes it a lot easier. So yeah, if you can get good at this, then you'll just get better online. That's just I have anyway, that's for sure. I mean, I haven't played that many games online and I'm already pretty good. So, but yeah, so I mean, that's the first thing. But yeah, I've only played about 20 fights, give or take. I don't actually know how to check, to be honest, if there is a way. So, I mean, what's different to UFC 5 to UFC 4? Honestly, not a lot, man. Not a lot's different. The online's the exact same. I haven't tried online career. I don't really have any. I don't really think I'm gonna try it. I mean, I probably will try it at some point, but I just think ranked and quick fight's much better. I've never played Blitz battles, but I'm pretty sure that was there in UFC 4. To be fair, obviously online career wasn't, but I don't know if Blitz battles was. But yeah, either way, it's just a wee online match. Online career, I suspect that's probably quite fun if you can fight online players with a create a fighter that you can fully customize, but I don't know if that's what that is. So online careers, as far as I'm concerned, the only new thing, and even at that, I mean, it's nothing like, UFC 3's Ultimate Team or anything, which was actually quite good. Don't know why they ever got rid of that, but yeah. And then obviously career, fight now just for sitting playing with your pals or whatever. Fight contracts, don't really know what that is, I'll be honest. I haven't really looked into it. But yeah, I mean, graphically speaking, UFC 5 is awesome. Typical, that's happened. Nah, cool. So yeah, graphically speaking, UFC 5 is awesome. I mean, it's only on new gen. So if you have a new gen console, I would fully expect you to have a HDR TV, which just renders the picture absolutely beautifully. But yeah, the graphics are very well. The models are quite good for the fighters. At the end of the day, we all like a game that's got good graphics, right? But it's the gameplay we're more concerned about. If the graphics are awesome but the gameplay is shite, then you're not going to enjoy it. If the graphics aren't great but the gameplay is awesome, you're still going to enjoy the game. So I think the graphics are absolutely brilliant. I think if we kind of move on to actual gameplay, it did take me quite a while to get used to the new controls. Some of them I know how to do them all now, and they are sticking in my head for when I want to pull off that move. I can now do it, which is good. But I played a lot of UFC 4, and even coming onto this game, right? When you're playing UFC 5, if you're just moving over this and you've played UFC 4, then some of the buttons are really, really jarring, and I don't understand why they made the buttons the way they are. So, for instance, uppercuts, right? It's no longer, well, I'm playing on PlayStation, so it's no longer triangle and circle for, well, if you're orthodox, that'd be a rear uppercut, wouldn't it? And then X and square for a lead uppercut. But they changed it to R1 square and triangle. So square would be R1 square would be your lead uppercut, and R1 triangle would be your rear uppercut. That I'm okay with. That I'm not overly concerned. Don't know why they did that, but that I can live with. It's the spinning kicks, man. I mean, it is so jarring to have to press X and circle at the same time to cause your fighter to spin and then pull off the or press the button of the move that you want to do. Is really, really strange. I mean, I don't really understand why they made it that way. I think, like, for instance, if you're going back to UFC 4, L2, L1 and holding X would do a spinning body kick. Like, I don't understand why that was a problem. But now you've got to you know, press those exact buttons, but after you've pressed X and circle, and because X and circle is now an extra thing for you to do, it gives your opponent an extra second to attack. And, we all know seconds are everything in this game, so it's just a bit pointless. I don't really understand it. I've not really ever went to the ground either. The ground game's the exact same as UFC 4. However, the submissions, I remember hopping on here and playing my actual first online game. Was it my first online game? Yeah, I think it was my very, very first online game. And I was absolute battering someone, and they took me to the ground, put me in a submission. Really had no idea what was going on, and then 2 seconds later I was submitted, and I was like, "Oh right, okay, fair enough." Um, I definitely don't prefer the mini games in UFC 4, but I don't really like the submissions, the seamless submissions on this game either. I kind of think they could have done better with that, but then that's just my opinion. I know it brings up a lot of opportunities for you to get into better positions and things, which is fine, but they could have still done something so that I know they've got the submission bar at the top left or top right, depending on what side you're at, to say how much basically submission damage you've taken, and when that fully depletes, you then get submitted. But I don't know, it's kind of unpredictable. I've only been submitted once. I got submitted in my very first game, and every other game I've never really went down the ground. So um, yeah, so obviously that's the gameplay. I mean, in terms of like gameplay and stuff, actual fighting and yeah, it's good. It's not much different to UFC 4. I think apart from those extra buttons that they've changed to, overhand is now L1 and then hold square or hold triangle. So that's a bit different. Again, I can live with that. I can live with that. I just don't understand why they had to go and change the buttons. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for it. I have no idea. But yeah, kind of strange. The actual like fighting and stuff is fine though. I mean, it feels realistic, I guess. And you do really get rewarded for obviously being good. Doctor stoppages is a new thing in UFC 5. Pointless. Don't know why they added it. Never had one. Never had a doctor stoppage. Like, what was the point in having it? Honestly, they definitely either need to remove it, which they're not going to do. Let's be honest, or increase the amount of time. But there's obviously a fine balance, right? Because you don't want to be absolutely winning the fight like by a long shot, and then randomly get a doctor stoppage after one head kick, and he goes, "You can't fight anymore." That's not fair either, because that's just not realistic. That never happens. But like, yeah, there's just got to be a real fine line between stopping the game and I'm obviously not coming out. I don't know how far you take that, to be honest, because there's not. Let's be real, right? If you're having a fight and a doctor go, they stop the game for you. I'd be quite curious to know if anyone's actually had that so far on the live build of the game, by the way, not the betas everyone was playing. But yeah, I mean, let's be real. There's just nothing worse than losing a game to some bullshit animation type cutscene thing. But then what's the point in it being there if I've never seen it? I mean, as I said, I've played at least 20 games now and I've never seen it. Never seen it. So what's the point? Other than that though, the game's fine. The game is good. It's definitely better than UFC 4, but it's more like a DLC. It's definitely not a new game as such. Buttons have changed. All the combinations and things are the same. Some of the animations have changed. Obviously, you'll know that if you've been watching YouTube videos on it. But yeah, some of the animations have changed. And I think overall the game feels better. The one thing I don't like though is if you pull off a spinning move, you're no longer able to move forward at the same time. It's like if I don't even know, if you're in UFC 4 and you're moving forward and you held L1 R1 triangle, right, to do a spinning back heel, then if you were moving forward, the same as any other uh, moves, right? So if you're walking forward and you jab, you'll jab forward. If you're walking forward and you do a body kick, a lead body kick, you will continue moving forward. But that was also the case on UFC 4, where if you done any spinning kick, you would continue to kind of move forward while doing that move. But in this game, it no longer happens. So if you go into practice mode, and I will just very quickly show you that what will happen is if you try and do a spinning move, it actually stops you exactly where you are. We'll just, I know Leon Edwards has got one. So right, my left analog stick, I will continue moving it. So where are we going to land, left or right? Right, okay, so right. So I'm going to stand here and I'm going to just hold my analog stick towards the fighter and then watch this. Ah, okay, he doesn't have that. He does have that though, right. Let's go back again. So, moving forward, he just stops where he is. Like, it's so annoying. You can't move forward while doing these kicks. Is that realistic? Probably. But I don't know, man. That's really annoying. So if you're like just out of range and you move forward, oh, okay, fine. I didn't realize that. So it does kind of move you closer slightly if you're just out with range. But like if you're here, then you don't move forward. Like you can't move forward at the same time as doing it. So it's kind of annoying. I don't really understand why you can't move forward because if you do that in real life, you probably can do that moving forward. So yeah, kind of strange. Other than that, the game is a good game. I've got a few hours on it now. I'm only level 4 right enough because I can't play this game as much as I would like to. Plus, I get bored of it quite quickly, to be fair, if I'm just doing fight over fight over fight over fight. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna push out some more videos over the weekend. But listen, guys, take care of yourselves, and I will see you all next time.